Shalom. Kalala yamla ya wabasham ya washai. So like for the bags in Basham Makakodash. Alright, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings to the chosen, the elect, the few, okay, who believe in Yahweh Basham Yahushai, Basham Makakodash with all the spirit. Alright, this here is one from the Great Millstone Camp in Trinidad. Let's come into do a lesson here on black culture. You know, black culture. This is a culture that all that we learn growing up in the world. And why this topic on my spirit to do. So you know I'll do it. Black culture is destruction. That is the most destructive thing the so-called white man could have ever given to us. Black culture. You know what black culture consists of? Black culture consists of you so-called Negro men brushing your own brethren, girl, and all kind of thing. That's what black culture consists of. Black culture consists of a bunch of drug dealing, a bunch of selling crack to your own brother, a bunch of being flossing and stunting on your own brother, a bunch of false philosophies and false doctrine. That's what black culture consists of. And that is a destruction from the so-called white man. The Most High don't deal with black culture. The Most High don't deal with black culture. The Most High does deal with the law, statutes, and commandments. And black culture has been a very destructive thing in the so-called Negroes community. And all that we learned. All that we learned was black culture. And if you have black culture in here, you can't be in the street because the street don't deal with black culture. Alright? The street don't deal with black culture. These Proverbs chapter 1 verse 29, it says, "For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord." The fear of the Lord is a different part from black culture. Black culture is something you don't want to be a part of because it's the most destructive thing known to man. Black culture very destructive. It don't help in no kind of way. It don't benefit. It have no benefits in black culture. All black culture does is destroy. This is why you so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, you so-called Native American Indians are being destroyed. False philosophies like the so-called, as Apostle Letter Hades called it, the unconscious community, the black unconscious community, because they're not conscious. They don't know what the hell going on. Hey, Tawada Yahweh Basham Yahushai for leading us down the road of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, because them men and them taught us the correct thing, you know. But the black unconscious community, they're not conscious. They don't know what the hell, what is the hand from the foot, from the ears, from the toes, from the mouth, from the nose, from the mouth. They don't know. They're just unconscious. They're just going with what black culture does teach. And black culture was handed unto us by the so-called white man. The scripture said that, hey, a gift destroyed the heart. That was a gift from Esau. A false narrative of what your identity. Esau gave you an identity. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, Indians on this side, so-called white man gave you an identity completely adverse from your own identity. This is what you glorify, and he gave you leaders, and this is who you look up to. Leaders of the same identity, so-called leaders of the same identity that he self-create. He self-create black culture. He self-tell a nigga that he pants supposed to be off ass, and that he's supposed to have a blunt in his mouth, and that he's supposed to be on a street corner selling drugs. The so-called white man gave that culture unto you. That is not your true culture as a so-called black man. It's time for you so-called black men to stand up and fight for what is righteousness, because this is how you're supposed to walk on the face of the earth. The Most High leave us a structure for a so-called black man, Latino man, Native American, Indian man to walk on the face of the earth. And that structure and that way is to lead the people on the earth to do what righteousness is and follow what righteousness is. But yet, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all you find all yourself in the culture that the so-called white man presented unto you. Mainly black culture. That's what I'm dealing with right now. I'm dealing with black culture because black culture is what predominantly ruling this earth. The sports, the NBA, the NFL, the soccer, whatever you just call it, football, whatever the fuck you just call it, all these different things are you niggas role models. The people in this, who the so-called white man give authority, who the so-called white man lead, who the so-called white man have up there, like your LeBron James, your entertainment industry, like your Jay-Z's, your Kanye West, your 50 Cent, alright? All these different men, your Denzel Washingtons and your Hollywoods and whatnot, all these different men are your leaders, and your leaders is the ones who fucking destroying all your through what black culture, because what the scripture just say in Proverbs 1:20, Proverbs the first chapter 29 verse, it says, for that they hated knowledge, or they hate knowledge, or they don't want to know Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. Salah. Well, they don't want to know the Lord. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, or they didn't choose that path, or they choose the path, as I say, what? Black culture. The part of black culture. It's very destructive. That so-called Negro man to be a part of black culture. You're not going to reach anywhere being a part of black culture. All that thing that's promote is the most wicked and abominable acts. A part of black culture, a big part of it is adultery. What it is do is sing about having sex with our next man woman. And that is what black culture is. Yeah, so like about that, right? Yeah, get a phone call there. But I can't remember where I was, but as I say, so lucky about that, you know, I get a little phone call, but I will continue to read. It says, they would none of my counsel, Proverbs chapter 1 verse 30, and despise all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way. And black culture is the way at death, period, point blank. That way, going down that road, is only death you're conjuring up. You don't conjure up righteousness going down that road, going down the road of black culture. Trust me. All black culture is sports, entertainment, and just pure nigger shit. Talking about the black woman is the queen, and hey boy, you have to love the black woman, boy. Black woman is who bring forth. She's the queen, boy. A black woman can make any child, you know. White, Chinese, Indian, whatever, you know. No matter races can make no child, so that woman had to be God, boy. That's what black culture is. Yo, yeah, we had to say to what I have about Shami Yahushai, we pull we out of black culture because black culture is destructive. It's one of the most destructive. And why I'm speaking on this is because I see black culture recently. You understand? Recently, I've been around. Well, every day in my line of work, there's be around niggas. But I had an event and I went. I kind of, a sport I like to watch and I see it. And I see niggas. I see niggas and the mentality and the mentality destructive. Very destructive. Thank the Lord that He pull you out of that black culture. Black culture different, man. Black culture is envy. Black culture is just hating. A brother has something that you can't and you hate him. You just dislike him one time. You're not even trying to uplift him. You just hate him. Proverbs 131. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely and be quiet from fear of evil. And that is what we're going with the men and them who come out of black culture. Black culture is a trap. Black culture is a trap. Let's know. I'll look up what black culture is there. Look at here. Black. It says African American culture, also known as Black American culture, refers to contributions of African Americans to the culture of the United States, either as part of it or distinct from mainstream American culture. Black culture in the Urban Dictionary. Urban Dictionary definition of black culture. A thriving vehicle driven by today's black youth that deal with the Israelite young men and women. A woman short skirt twerking every day, that's part of black culture. Sleeping from different man to man, all these things is parts of black culture. Having baby daddies and you don't know having babies and you don't know who the daddy is. All these things is black culture. Okay, this is what mainly blacks do, so-called blacks. Despite what people think, the future is bright for the race of Africans Americans, not in Babylon. That's a lie. If one thinks about how fast a come up we have made, one would see that the possibilities of a completely and seamlessly integrated society is not far away. Instead, thinking of all the negatives, all cultures need to look at blacks and see a race of people who 50 years ago had no civil rights, not to mention that our first 400 or so years in the Western world were spent in change. Just to think for a second, black culture in America was established and continued for almost a half millennium in bondage. We have been free from slavery for only 140 years. Just imagine if we'd been free as long as we were slaves. That's no black culture Definition number 2. Black culture is something incredible. Some people will define it as ghetto, hood, or gang related. That is what black culture is. That is exactly what black culture is. Those people should mind their business and choke on it. Black culture is taking pride in who you are and where you come from. That is fuckery. If you're taking pride in who you are and where you come from, you'll be an Israelite coming from the land of Israel. We dealing with Israelite culture. Nothing ghetto about it. Black culture has made such a progress. It went from shackles to business. Black people are stepping out and owning their own business and making a name for themselves. So it's wise to stop saying black culture is hood, because it's not. It's excellence. Get the fuck out of here. Black culture definition number 3. Black culture unable to define. The black community themselves cannot define offshoot of American culture, hyper-driven with attitudes, gangs, drugs, and broken families. That is what black culture is. Black culture definition number 4. An example of how culturally segregated America still is, whereas in other countries the equivalent of this culture is shared by social class. In America, it's treated to be exclusive to a race. Definition number 5 is just pure shit. But definition number 2 is the true meaning of what black culture is, and this is what our people is suffering from. They believe in black culture too much. Black culture is a destructive thing. Hating on your brother for your brother having something and you not having it. You hate him. Just so that he do you nothing, you just hate him. You just do envious, grudging, bad-minded, having bad mind. But I don't like this brother just so, and you just hate your brother. That is what black culture is. That's what they show you. That's what they teach you. Coming into the truth, it's a different kind of culture. We just try to function on that. Try to function on that brotherly love. Hey, I'm a brother there. Yeah, hold on, my brother. The world, this black culture thing, don't hold on the brother. And you, Jake, so you like to glorify black culture, like black culture is something great. Cookouts, barbecues, eating pork and shrimp and all kind of folly, by you know. That is what black culture is. Selling crack cocaine to your own brother. Because hey, that would show you on TV what a black man supposed to do. This is the black culture, bro. You dig? I'm gonna get a precept there. Book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 17. It says, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife." And this is what black culture is teach you. You see a brother get a house, the brother sell drug, he work real hard, and you all sit down on the block whole day just spending your days, spending your time, wasting fucking time, wasting time. And this brother go out there and work hard and he build a house, and you go and sit down and say, but he sell drugs together, boy. Them fellas and them dealing with bad boy, them dealing with obia, them dealing with necromancy to get what I had to get. The brother just working hard. This is what black culture, because why? You covetous within yourself. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. You see your brother's wife, you say, boy, how we get a girl? How we get a girl, boy? Fellas and them ain't ready for them kind of girl, boy. A girl should be with me, boy. He's the real man for that bird. I'm telling you, I go deal with that bird. This is what black culture is. Coveting your neighbor's house, your neighbor's wife. No his manservant, no his maidservant, no his ox, no his ass, no anything that is thy neighbor's. And black culture completely adverse to that. Your brother has something, your brother have a good job, you try to jeopardize. Hey, I see down here in Trinidad, it had a brother who was a footballer. Well, he still didn't play football. He was living in a area, it make news. He was living in an area, Laventille is the area, and the brother was to go away and play football, go in the States, go in the United States. He get a contract to play football. He get to call him out because he was real good at football. What the Americans just call soccer. He was real good at it, and he got a contract to go outside and play football for some money. He would have liked himself, he would have big up himself, he would have get something. Now, me not advocating to get anything in this life, but I just showing you as I'm speaking as a man. He would get, come out of the ghetto and actually try to better himself. You know what? The night before he get to go away, you know what they do him? They shoot him in the foot, They shoot the man where he grew up. They shoot him in the knees. Meaning, hey, nigga, you can't go no fucking way, but you have to stay down here and suffer with we. Black culture is not about helping your brother up the ladder. Black culture is about pulling your brother down and let him remain on a level where you is with your lazy ass don't want to get up and go and do. That's what black culture is. So you know what? Fuck black culture. Israelite culture, Israelite heritage is what we are about. This is what we pushing. James chapter 1 verse 27. It says, pure religion and undefiled before the Most High and before the Most High and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. This is what you're supposed to. This is Israelite culture. This is the true practice. This is the true worship. This is what's supposed to bound us. The doctrine and the heritage I have about Hashem Yahushai, Israelite culture. Black culture completely adverse to this. Being a father to the fatherless and to visit the widows in affliction. Niggas know about that. They will kill a widow. The fatherless, they'll exploit and turn them into drug dealers and prostitutes. This is what black culture is do. This is why we say fuck black culture. They don't teach me nothing. They never taught us anything, because all what themselves learn come straight from Esau, and Esau not about teaching with the right path. It's about teaching with the wrong path. Okay? So with that, I'll give all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Hashem HaKakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the elect. This here is Amma One signing out. Inshallah, to the elect.